Welcome to Ru's Kitchen and Garden. Today I'm in the last segment finally about the NPK that I had started. I had finished, I've covered nitrogen, I've covered phosphorus, and now we're talking about potassium. So we typically how we do it is we talk about potassium, what potassium does for the plants, what will the deficiency show up when it shows up, how will you find out that it's lacking potassium, then why does the soil like potassium, or why does the plant like potassium, and how you can substitute or give potassium from in and around your kitchen. So let's start. Let me just show you what typically happens to a leaf. It starts turning like these yellow spots and browning and curling near the edges of the leaves. You can see this. So yeah, this is how you'll see that the plant is lacking potassium. So what does potassium do for your plants? So what potassium does is it follows a similar function what a fat would do for a human body. Like we need fats for human reproduction. So it helps when you're expecting, when you're pregnant, there's a layer of fat around you. It kind of protects the newborn and the mother and everything. So it's just the same for plants. Potassium or potash acts like fat for plant cells, so it helps in reproduction. So you see, normally when your plant is starting to flower and you know that it's a flowering and it's a fruiting plant, as soon as your plant starts flowering, please add potash. So if you're adding the NPK, the chemical one, then you should add something which has more ratio of K, which is potash. But if you're going the natural way, then I will come to it what you can add in and around your house, so that your plant gets optimum level of potassium. So let's move on to what happens when there is a deficiency of potassium in your plants. So like I said, potassium improves the resistance of plant and helps strengthen the cell wall. So if the plant lacks potassium, then the cell wall becomes weak, the stems are lanky, the leaves start appearing yellow and brown, and they start curling. Then there will be, for flowering plants, there will be small flowers or less number of flowers. For fruiting plants, the fruits will be plain or pale, or they may not be enough fruit. So people ask questions like, hey, now my plants don't have, or this year the plants didn't give enough fruit, there were only one or two guavas, or there's not much fruit. So what you can do is, when your plants start flowering, you can start adding potash to it, and you won't have that problem. Your plants will have ample fruits. When the plant lacks potassium, the yields are also poor. So when there is a lack of potassium, the plants absorb less water. So you see very clearly, if the plant starts absorbing less water, the leaves will start shriveling, the stalk will become thin, the fruits will be smaller in size. Sorry, I don't know what I had in my hand. Sorry. So what are the possible causes of lack of potassium? So first and foremost, obviously, if there is less potassium in the soil or the substrate is the medium that you're using, like cocoa peat or whatever. So if there's less potassium there, obviously your plant will receive less potassium. Then if there is too much calcium or magnesium in your soil, even then potassium depletes. Then if there is incorrect fertilization, um, or there is too much sodium in the root environment. Also, you have to be careful when you're adding too much potassium. What starts to happen is the plant starts lacking magnesium. So for that, what you can do is, when you're adding potassium, please also do add Epsom salt regularly to your soil. So that will kind of balance the lack of potassium. Now, how do you give potassium organically in and around your house? So banana peel is an excellent source of potassium. So whenever you're eating bananas, don't throw the peels, just put them in a glass of water, like for 2-3 days, cover it, and then after 2 days or 3 days, just add that water to the soil, remove the bananas. Or you can also, if you don't want to do this banana water, what you can do is just cut banana peels into small pieces and add it to your compost, so they break down faster and your compost will have potash. Then also burnt ashes, now not coal, wood ashes. So when you're burning wood, then whatever ash remains, it's a rich source of potassium. Then coffee grounds a rich source of potassium. Then also is seaweed fertilizer. I always tell my people who follow my channel or my friends that always use a seaweed fertilizer when your plant starts to bear fruits or your flowers are growing. Always use seaweed fertilizer. You just get them in the bottle. I think at any plant nursery you have to dilute them and add it to your plant. Then even onion peel water, so you can peel the onion and only the skin of onion. Please do not take the white layer that starts coming, so that will catch fungus if you put it in water. So just take the onion peels and again put it in water for 2 days or overnight, and then squeeze out all the water, mix another liter of water with it and add it to your plants, and you will see your flowering plants will bear such beautiful big blooms, and your fruit plants will bear good, big size, healthy, and ample fruits. So with this, we end our segment on nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. I hope it was helpful, and I hope that your plants do really well. Thank you for following and liking my channel. It really gives me a lot of encouragement to do more videos. And like I said the last time, we need to start cooking. So please let me know what recipes you would like to see. That's all for today, friends. Thank you so much. Take good care. Bye.